Hi, great people. Welcome once again. It's your favorite girl, Princess Cletum, Queen of Hearts and Laughter. Okay. I don't know the day I'm ever going to say that and I don't laugh. Maybe that day someone is going to give me a gift. But hey, laughter is so medicine, so why would I not want to laugh in the first place? Okay, so that's by the ways. It's ACAD. It's another beautiful day and we're stepping up. Today's ACAD, Mark chapter 5. I'm sure some of you have read Mark chapter 5 already. I'm sure some of you are going to be very attentive while I've been reading so you can catch something and you'll be a blessing to someone who is in this live stream today. Thank you for coming. As it's our tradition, we get to say happy birthday to people who were born today, especially those who are on my birthday book. So let's get our birthday jotter and see who has their birthday today. Today is the 2nd of February 2021 and we have Sir Ale Jude. Happy birthday to you, sir. He has been a great friend and a brother as well. Happy birthday to Sir Garrison. Oh my God, Ringway Street should be booming today. Happy birthday to you. He has been an amazing supporter, following my program when I was on radio. He would follow my programs, call in, share, and get a lot of people connected, get his almost the entire street connected to my program. Happy birthday to Sir Carl. Happy birthday to Vicky. Vicky is also one amazing sister of mine. Happy birthday to Sir Dotun. I don't know how to pronounce the other name, but Sir Dotun, he's a graphic designer and stuff like that. So happy birthday to this amazing 5 people on my birthday book, and whoever was born today, I also say very happy birthday to you, and I pray that God is going to grant you grace. He's going to grant you success. He's going to give you opportunities. He's going to bless you in ways beyond your reasonable understanding. He's going to bring I don't believe that. I'd rather use sir means slave I remain. Really? No, I wouldn't take it that way. I'll give it my own meaning. To me, I would say sir goes with respect. Like, I prefer to say I'm giving them respect. Like, I just don't know how to call people by their names like that. Even some of my friends get irritated with me like that. I either go with ma'am, Mrs., ma, sir. You know, it's just hard for me to call people by their names. I guess it's the way we're brought up, and it feels like you're disrespecting elderly people. And so since you're not sure who is the elderly person or not, because I'm kind of quite older than some people, but because of my size, they don't believe I am. So I just cultivated the habit of having to give everybody that honor, to accord that honor to everybody, every single person. Welcome, Sir Lumumba Chair. Thank you for telling us what sir means, but I'll give it a good meaning and use it. Welcome, Sir Martin Jongar. Welcome, Pretty Myson. That's my sister's very good friend, and she has become my friend as well. And we always get to share each other's stuff. We always get to like each other's stuff. She's also doing great, amazing, wherever she is. Thank you for coming to the live stream. And so, like we always say, we don't talk so much at the start. We'd rather talk much at the end. And when we're done reading, you can actually send us a request and come on live so you can tell us what you learned. Someone might be blessed by what you have to say. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that has to do with Mark chapter 5. It just has to be something that is good, that is helpful, that is true, that is honorable. You know, that's just it. That's what this is all about, okay? Aside from just reading the chapter a day, it's also about spreading the good news. And good news is anything that can grow people, that can make them happy, that can bless them, that can build. So if you have anything like that, of that sort, you can actually bring it on here. I also say you can send it to us on our inbox and we'll definitely read it out on the next session, because we're reading every single day. Yeah, so you have to get used to seeing my face every single day. That's if you'd come online every single day when I'm doing this, or whatever time you decide to come and watch this. Okay? So we're doing Mark chapter 5 today. Mark chapter 5. And they came over unto the other side of the sea, into the country of the Gadarenes. And when he was come out of the ship, immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, and the fetters broken in pieces, neither could any man tame him. And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. But when he saw Jesus afar off, he ran and worshipped him, and cried with a loud voice, and said, What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God, that thou torment me not. For he said unto him, Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, What is thy name? And he said, saying, My name is Legion, for we are many. And he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. Now there was there nigh unto the mountain a great herd of swine feeding. And all the devils besought him, saying, Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them. And forthwith Jesus gave them leave, and the unclean spirits went out, and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea. They were about 2,000, and were choked in the sea. And they that fed the swine fled, and told it in the city and in the country. And they went out to see what it was that was done. And they came to Jesus, and see him that was possessed with the devil, and had the legion sitting and clothed, and in his right mind, and they were afraid. And they that saw it told them how it befell to them that was possessed with the devil, and also concerning the swine. And they began to pray him to depart out of their coasts. And when he was come into the ship, he that had been possessed with the devil prayed him that he might be with him. Howbeit Jesus suffered him not, but said unto him, Go home to thy friends, and tell them how great things the Lord had done for thee, and had compassion on thee. And he departed, and began to publish in Decapolis how great things Jesus had done for him, and all men did marvel. And when Jesus was passed over again by ship unto the other side, much people gathered unto him, and he was nigh unto the sea. And behold, there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name, and when he saw him, he fell at his feet, and besought him greatly, saying, My little daughter lieth at the point of death. I pray thee, come and lay thy hands on her, that she may be healed, and she shall live. And Jesus went with him, and much people followed him, and thronged him. And a certain woman, which had an issue of blood 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing bettered, but rather grew worse, when she heard of Jesus, came in the press behind, and touched his garment. For she said, If I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up. Sorry, I'll take that again. When she heard of Jesus, came in the press behind, and touched his garment, for she said, If I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself that virtue had gone out of him, turned about in the press and said, Who touched my clothes? And his disciples said unto him, Thou seest the multitude thronging thee, and sayest thou, Who touched me? And he looked round about to see her that had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came and fell down before him, and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, Daughter, thy faith had made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague. While he yet spake, they came from the ruler of the synagogue's house, certain which said, Thy daughter is dead. Why troublest thou the master any further? As soon as Jesus heard the words that were spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid, only believe. And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter and James and John, the brother of James. And he come to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly. And when he had come in, he said unto them, Why make ye this ado and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn. But when he had put them out, he taketh the father and the mother of the damsel, and them that were with him, and entered in where the damsel was lying. And he took the damsel by the hand, and said unto her, Talitha cumi, which is, being interpreted, Damsel, I say unto thee, arise. And straightway the damsel arose, and walked, for she was of the age of 12 years, and they were astonished with a great astonishment. And he charged them straitly that no man should know it, and commanded that something should be given her to eat. Okay, so now, thank you, amazing people. Let's see those who came in again. Okay, so Lumumba Chair said again, that's what we've been colonized to know that. But that's another discussion for another day. Okay, the meaning of sir. But anyways, I use it for respect's sakes. Let's go on. Who else? Ma'am Amorat, that's Nak's mother, my student's mother. God bless you. Thank you for coming. And Selumumba says, bless you, seed of wisdom. Oh, I'm blushing. And then my daddy J is here. Daddy Julius is here. And he says, welcome, Daddy. Thank you for coming. The word of God being read with such clarity. This is like audio Bible. Yes, that's exactly what God told me. He said the assignment for this season is to make an audio Bible. And the audio Bible is made by me. And I was telling him I'm not a professional at doing this. And he was like, it's not about professionalism. It's just about listening to the Bible. Simple. And I got on here. Some days I'm so tense. Some days I'm so scared. Some days I'm freaking out. But hey, if God says it, He has given you the power to be able to do it. So that's how we got on it. If you get to my YouTube channel, you actually just have Mark chapter 5 read out. You're not going to have the chats at the beginning and at the end, me greeting people, me hyping people if I have to. You'll not get that part. That part is only on my channel, like my personal account. But if you go to my YouTube channel, you're just going to get the Bible. We already got done with Matthew 1 to 28. And we started with Mark. And we're at Mark chapter 5. So what are the lessons learned from here? Well, we left from Matthew chapter 4 talking about when Jesus tells you, let's go to the other side. Just hold on to that word. It doesn't matter what is going to happen from when Jesus says it to when it's going to manifest. Like when you're leaving, when He says it on this side to when you're getting to the other side. He doesn't tell you what's going to happen in between. And we know that storms will rage. We know that there are going to be offenders. Offenses must come. And we know all those things. But one thing is sure. The word of God never fails. It always comes to pass. And this is how Mark chapter 5 is starting, telling us that they actually got to the other side. Regardless of the storm, they still got to the other side. And when they got there, there was a man that everybody had tried every single thing that they knew how to do. It just happens. It just feels like yes. Keeping on. Faith moves mountains. Thank you, Sir Lumumba Chair. Thank you so much. The Spirit is leading you. Yeah, I believe He is. So it just feels like this COVID pandemic. It's like everybody has done what they know what to do, how. But it just seems to not go away, I guess. And so that's how they've done everything they knew how to do with this man. And it wasn't working. None was working. And then when Jesus came, he was pleading. If demons can plead their way through to get what they want from God, then what about you who is a child of God? Like, seriously, we need to sit and think of some of these things. Like, we just read them through and get passed by. But these are evil spirits. They seemingly should have no rights, right? But these are them pleading with God to do something for them, to do it probably in a way that is not going to be so hard on them, not so bad on them. And he did it. And the intriguing part about this is, this really shows me the picture of when they say Jesus is going to leave the 99 and go for the one that is missing. And he seemingly didn't care about the people who had the swine, the head of swine. He seemingly didn't care about them. That was probably their business, their livelihood or something. And then these demons are pleading, like, send us into the head of swine. And he does that. And then the head of swines get choked and they just run into the sea. It just brings to mind like the scripture in Psalms where he says like he's going to, in Isaiah, he's going to give nations for my sake. For me, Jesus is going to give nations. Please sit and think about it. Like a nation, just think about even a little village or just your quarter, just the place you stay. Think about how big that is. And then God says he's going to give a nation. That's just your quarter. That's just the area you live in. That's just your little community. But Jesus says that he's ready to give nations for your sakes. Then you should know your worth more than what people are making you feel you're worth. You're worth much more. Jesus did not get bored and decided to create you. No. He had a master plan and he made you a masterpiece, a special person for a special purpose. Let nobody talk you out of it. Let no single person talk you out of it. Jesus created you for a purpose. And yes, believe it. Because if you don't believe it, it's not going to be able to work for you. You have to believe it for it to work. You have to confess it. I am just beautiful. I'm awesome. I'm a masterpiece. I'm a winner. I'm a masterpiece. Tell yourself that every single day until it sinks in, until your entire being believes it and holds onto it. That's what you need to do. But hey, this is the enemy here, asking for favors from Jesus and getting their request. What more of you who is a child of God? For heaven's sakes, ask God. He says we've not received because we've not asked. Ask. Come on, for emphasis sake, ask. Ask God, ask him. Welcome, Sir Young Breeze. Thank you for coming. Glad to have you here. And so, they got their desire, they got their request. They requested that Jesus should send them into the flock of swine. Jesus did. And the man got well. And like we always say, Jesus is going to tell you, don't tell nobody. Don't talk about it to anybody. And yes, some people just can't stay silent. When he turns your mourning into dancing again and lifts your sorrow, come on now. You just can't stay silent. He's turned my mourning into dancing again. He's lifted my sorrows. I can't stay silent. I must sing, for his joy has come. Oh, he's turned my mourning into dancing again. He's lifted my sorrows. I can't stay silent. I must sing, for his joy has come. Way. Okay, so that's just how it happens. Like when Jesus does something, you just can't stay silent. No matter how much he tells you to be quiet, you just can't stay silent. And so people just knew about how God was speaking the truth, how he was doing great things, and so they just kept following him all around the place. But sometimes as well, we also need to do this. This is Jesus, and he's about to go and heal a girl, or to go and raise a girl up from dead. And he didn't take everybody. Because sometimes there are some people around you that can kill your faith. You don't need them around you. You just need to go by yourself, or you take the few people you can trust. Jesus trusted. Jesus had a group of people. He had them in groups. There were the 70, there were the 12, there were the 3, and there was one, John the Beloved. Like everybody had their circle. He had a circle of people that he knew how to put them where to put them. We also need to have the circle of people. There are some people that when you have a revelation, or when you have a mission, or when you have a vision, you don't need to bother telling them about it because they're going to talk you out of it. Jesus still came there after reaching that place, and he tells people that this girl is just sleeping. She's not dead. And they laughed him to scorn. A lot of people are going to laugh your vision to scorn. A lot of people are going to laugh your purpose to scorn because they don't know what Jesus is telling you. They don't know the encounter you've had with God. They don't know what God is showing you. You who has the vision and the purpose, you're going to be able to see it in the spirit realm, but it just needs to manifest in the physical. So while it's still being birthed in the spirit realm to bring forth, to come forth, to manifest physically in the physical, a lot of people are going to see you stupid. A lot of people are going to laugh you to scorn. And the truth is, if God has to be involved in it, it has to really look out of place so that nobody is going to give you glory. For example, maybe if I write an examination and I pass with some flying colors and A grades, and people are going to be saying like, Princess, you're smart, you're intelligent, that's probably why you made it. No, but maybe if it has to be an exam that is not in my field, maybe it has nothing to do with journalism, it has nothing to do with business management, maybe it has something to do with the medical section, which I don't like so much, and then I get some really awesome grades, that is God. You know, it will be totally God. So God always uses the foolish things to confound the wise. Like he does things that are out of place so that when it really comes to pass, we can truly give him all the glory. We can give him all the glory. We're not going to share his glory with him. So he just took a few people, James, Peter and John, and 3 of them went along. Because the other people would have probably just been crying and wailing. Yeah, there were some people that were already crying and wailing. Somebody had already left right from the man's house to come and tell him right where he was with Jesus that we no deal. This thing is just the end of it. Talking about this, I just remember the scenario that happened recently. Like we're into something, like a lot of us were into something, and I've been exercising faith that this thing is going to work for me and it's going to work for a very long time. And then all of a sudden, a lot of people around me come up with things like, oh, this thing is going to end. This thing is going to spoil soon. It's going to end soon. It's going to end soon. At some point, I just had to shut them off because if they kept talking to me and talking to me continuously, I would have been tempted to sit and meditate on whatever they're saying. And it was going to be like they're talking me out of my faith, out of what I believe in, out of what I stand for. And of course, faith without works is dead. If I'm believing something else and I keep listening to what people are saying, the negativity, you shut yourself up, shut them out. It is your responsibility. Nobody is going to take care of your thoughts for you. You have to. If it means shutting them off, you shut them off if you have to. I didn't say go insulting people. You might just decide not to take their calls. You might just decide not to talk to them for that season. You might just decide not to connect with them, not to relate with them too much. You can't be constantly in the midst of people who are murmuring, complaining, cursing, or doing stuff, and you expect it not to rub on you somehow. You can't. It's impossible. That's how my dad would say it. It's impossible. That's why they say if there are 5 wise people and you're amongst these 5 wise people, you will eventually become wise. If there are 5 foolish people, you're amongst these 5 foolish people for a long time, you eventually become foolish. It just happens like that. We don't believe it because it's so subtle. It starts slowly. I always give this example that I read somewhere or I saw somewhere where they're talking about when you're doing water to give a baby a warm bath. When you're doing the water, if you already heated up the water and it boiled, it's like boiling hot and you put it in the baby's bathtub, and then you're putting in cold water, you're pouring in cold water, and you're trying to check the temperature, like your hand is inside there. You notice that it's going cool and cool, and it's getting to the temperature that you really want. If you continuously pour that water, if you continuously pour cold water into the hot water, no matter how hot that water is, it's eventually going to get cold. It's eventually going to get cold. So if you're checking the temperature and you forget about checking the temperature, it will get to a point where as the water is continuously being poured inside, the water is going to get cold altogether, and you just have to heat it up again, wasting time, which you should have cut off already. I know that one is a hard one. It's hard for everybody. It's hard for me as well to cut off, to shut people off. But this time I had to shut the people up. For some reason, God was also helping me, because at some point I really didn't have network. They wanted to get to me. I really didn't have network. My phone was either off or something was happening, or I dropped my phone somewhere and I was doing some other thing, so I could not really get to them. And then by the time I was coming to get to them, it was already time out, that kind of thing. So God really helped me, because I was like, Lord, I'm beginning to listen to these people a lot and it's getting to me. Help me do something. What do I need to do? How can I do it? Because someone is going to ask, what if it's your wife? Like, how do you shut her off? How do you shut her off? Like, you would have to see her every single day. So there are some ways, like you change the subject. You want to talk about some other thing, or you want to do some other thing, like, because I still believe in this thing, let's just get it. Let's just not talk about it. The part that you don't believe in, let's just leave it on my faith, and let's leave you with what you believe, and let's leave me with what I believe, and let's just not talk about it. Let's talk about something else. Just be polite and ask God, though. God is going to give you a way. He's going to give you a way out of it. So that's exactly what was happening here. And Jesus decided to take just a few people whose faith could go, oh, Sir Raymond is here. Sir Chenny Raymond is here. Thank you for coming. Are you going to send us a request? You could send us a video request and we're going to take it in, and then you can come on and be a blessing to someone out there. It might not necessarily be it must not necessarily be something that has to do with Mark chapter 5. No, it can just be something that can bless, can build, can grow people. We love that a lot. Would really be delighted if you can come up and be a blessing to the people. Like I said, you can also put it down there in the comment section, and I'm definitely going to read so people can get blessed. I always say, sometimes you might think, oh, Princess is a spotlight person, so this is all about her. No, God might actually make me come live just because he wants one person in this live stream to read what you have to write, or to listen to what you have to say if you decide to come live. It might not be about me. It is when God gives an assignment, it's way bigger than us. It's way bigger than us. I can tell you how many times throughout the day I'm thinking, like, will I really be able to go live today? If I just skip a day, what's going to happen? There are some days I really feel like that. But I know what God wants or what God desires. And I know that for every given mission, the truth is there is accompanying provision. There is. He gives you the grace if it's grace you need. He gives you the strength if it's strength you need. He gives you the material support if it's what you need. He gives you the financial support. I am a walking testimony to all these things. And that's why I'm saying it confidently, unapologetically, because it's true. It's true. So, I don't know what your issue is. And then there is a woman with the issue of blood. Oh my God, like, this woman's faith is crazy. She has done all she has to do. It's always like that. When you've done all and done all and done all, what else do you have to do to lose? Just go to Jesus. Like, you have nothing else to lose. He who is down does not fear falling. Like, if you're already down, how down can you go again? He who is already down doesn't fear to fall. Like, so she's like, okay, I'm going to do Jesus too. Like, I don't have any other choice. I've tried every other thing. It is not working. So this is Jesus. I'm just believing that this will be the last place. And she said, if only I touch the hem of his garment. Her faith went beyond. Because when she was going to doctors, we didn't hear her say that if she only goes to this doctor, she'll be healed. If she only prays this prayer, she'll be healed. If she only does this. They said that she thought within herself and started believing it so much so that she had to act on it. When you believe it, you speak it and you act on it. So much so that she had to act on it. Because sometimes we think it, we believe it, but we don't act. And faith without works is dead. We need to play our part. There is something we need to do for the manifestation of that thing to come to being. And so she took up herself and said, I'm going to touch this man's garment. I'm going to look for where he's going to, and I'm going to touch his garments. And like they said, sometimes your predicaments will make a way for you because people were probably giving her way. Oh, this woman is thinking. This woman is thinking. Meanwhile, on previous chapters, we had read that when Jesus got into a place, he was so filled up that people did not have a way to pass until some people had to break through the roof. But this woman was kind of given a red carpet reception to Jesus. I'm sure some people were kind of pulling away. This woman, the smell, oh, I beg, let her not touch me. I beg. And that was her way to get into Jesus. Sometimes our predicaments will pave the way for us to get to Jesus and get our miracle. So don't bother when people begin to tag you with names of things like, this old leader is not married. This one that doesn't have child, this barren woman. This what? What are the things? You know them, just name them. In this our generation, there's so many. This jobless one. This, I don't know. What is the thing? What is the thing people are calling you with? What is that name people have tagged you with? Till today, nobody knows that woman's name. We just know the woman with the issue of blood. Can you imagine? It was that serious. It was that serious. But the good thing is that she changed from being the woman with the issue of blood to the woman who was made whole because of her faith. Your faith will bring to pass those things that you desire, that people are calling you names with and provoking you with and laughing you to scorn with. Jesus is about bringing a miracle in that area of your life. That is just paving a way for Jesus to put you on center stage and put you on a platform where he's going to showcase his glory within and through you. That's it. That's Jesus for you. And so yes, Jesus knew. Jesus knew. And that's how Jesus also knows the difference when a child comes and the child comes with a whole heart and with faith to pray, to talk to God, to commune with God. Jesus knows. He knows that this one is touching my heart. That's how we touch Jesus' heart. Even though many people are calling on God, many people are asking him for this and that and that, when you come with that kind of heart that the woman with the issue of blood came with, oh my Jesus. Jesus knows someone just got here. Someone just touched me. Oh my goodness. Jesus can change your situation. You just need to come with an open heart, with a sincere heart, and get to him and touch his garment. There's going to be a difference. He himself is going to know that there is a difference because he's going to look your way. You can get it if you want. You can reach out and touch his garment now. It's time for the Gentiles. God says you are special. You can get what you want if you want. You can get it if you want. If you really, really want. You don't need to eat the crumbs from the loaves. Crumbs from the loaves. Your weeping can be singing. If it is put to work, you can get what you want if you want. There is no midnight without a morning. There is no sadness without joy. There is no heartache without a comfort. It can never, never be all darkness forever. You can get it if you want, if you really, really want. You can reach out and touch His garment now. Your weeping can be singing. If faith is put to work, you can get what you want if you want. Thank you, Ma'am Puma, thank you for coming in. Thank you, all these amazing people for being here today. It was Mark chapter 5, and yes, Jesus, by faith, got this God to wake up. Sometimes we just need to speak the word. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. What are the things you speak to your life? What are the things you speak to the people around you? Those are the things that happen. A lot of the life we're living today is an accumulation of the words we spoke to ourselves some time back. So are you the one who keeps saying, better no dey me? That's exactly what is going to happen to you. Are you the one who keeps saying, I don't suffer? That's exactly what is going to happen to you. Me, I don't enjoy. Me, I am blessed, too blessed to be stressed. Me, I am a masterpiece. I am wonderfully and fearfully made by God. I am a winner. Ain't no stopping me because I'm unstoppable. So, I don't know what you're telling yourself. Jesus just said, damsel, I say unto you, arise. Same thing He did to the storm. Peace, be still. What are you saying to your storms? What are you saying to your difficulties? What are you saying to your trying times? Are you saying the right thing? You might pray the right thing, but you confess the wrong thing. You're deleting the prayers. You are canceling your prayers. So please, the next time you feel like you want to talk, you so badly want to talk, think about it over and over and over again. Say it in your mind over and over and over again. And if it doesn't build, if it's not a plus, if it's not growing, if it's not adding, if it's not bringing peace, if it's not bringing joy, please don't voice it out. Don't. Kill it in the spirit realm. Kill it in the spirit realm. Okay. It has been your baby girl, Princess Clayton, Queen of Heart and Laughter, on a chapter a day, ACAD. And tomorrow is going to be Mark chapter 6. Why am I so into Matthew? Mark chapter 6. You can go ahead and read. And when we come back tomorrow, you can tell us the lessons you've learned. Or you could listen attentively while we're reading right here. And you get blessed. Like I always say, I love you so freaking much. But God loves you way more. Get to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Follow us on all our social media platforms. So each time we upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. And we go live, you'll be notified. I am your favorite baby girl, coming to you always with the best of the best that I know how to. And God is helping me too. Happy New Year, people. Until tomorrow. Bye-bye.